Today represents an important milestone for education in cyber resilience. This was a collaboration between the University of Melbourne and the International Islamic University of Malaysia. The aim of the program was to help public servants think strategically about cyber resilience. And our strategy for this particular program was to develop a unique case-based scenario that was immersive and that allowed public servants to appreciate the challenge that nations face when they are under the threat of an impending cyber attack.
I think it is important for public servants to think strategically in terms of cyber resilience because public servant is the core anchor of the government of the day. We will be the one who needs to propose policy, do enforcement, introduce new legislation, and see how our country can navigate in terms of making sure that we can fully utilize the benefit of digitalization.
I think this workshop is special because it targets the high-ranking officers of the Malaysian government. These are the people who are leaders, basically, and they are people who make policies. They are the people who are in a position to make a decision and so on. So the need to bring them in, as well as to train them to be able to think properly when crisis hits, I think these are very important steps for the country as well.
Well, what I find really interesting in how the workshop was conducted is the way and the approach it is conducted, as opposed to traditional programs where usually the trainer, facilitator or lecturer will speak about the entire content, subject and theory. Then after we follow by a case study. The way this workshop is conducted is entirely opposite and the other way around. So all the participants were given a very interesting case study specific to the Malaysian government, which all of us could resonate with and can really feel in the incident and occurrence if that particularly happened.
It's very often that people talking about security, talk about the strategic thinking, the creative thinking, but very rare people talk about ethical. Very rare people talk about the moral compass. So that I think I really appreciate that part the most. For us, we always in the industry, most of us we are actually coming in from the technical, and then we have the next layer will be the tactical deployment, and then we have operational. Then only we go up to strategy. And very often we see that people from cybersecurity practitioners, most of them actually start at the technical level, which they do not think far what actually is the root cause of the problems.
So I believe that this workshop is a starting point. In order for an organization, and in this regard, I would say that a country, a nation, to start a sustainable capacity building program where we are focusing in terms of strategic thinking is beyond technical element of cybersecurity. It's beyond the day-to-day management. It's about how you want to make the right decision in the era where you need to ensure that you get into digitalization and utilize the technology as soon as possible.
I believe that this program, these strategic thinking modules and training programs are very important in our Malaysian public service. Why is it important? Because now is the era of cyber. So most of the government public service department have a lot of online systems. We've got systems which provide services to the public.
Okay, it's important now, Malaysia going to assume as the chairman of ASEAN next year. As mentioned by Deputy High Commissioner, this is a good opportunity when Malaysia become chairman of ASEAN, because as I mentioned just now, they have the ASEAN cyber security work map until 2025, 2021, 2025. And while we're having this chairmanship, during this chairmanship, I think a lot of emphasis will be given into this cyber security within the larger cooperation, multilateral, ASEAN and Australia. You have a dialogue partner because Australia is our dialogue partner, ASEAN dialogue partner with Australia.
Okay. Malaysia has been working closely with Australia. We have an MOU that has been signed this year. We actually wanted to ensure that the MOU that the government of Malaysia signed with the government of Australia is something that is beneficial not only to National Cybersecurity Agency as an organization, not only to the government entities, but also it extends beyond that. One of the elements that we put in the MOU is capacity building, where this workshop, the collaborations that we do with IIUM and University of Melbourne, between academia to academia, is something that we can recognize. This is a stakeholder engagement.
This project was a collaboration between the University of Melbourne and the International Islamic University of Malaysia. The two sides brought their unique capabilities together in this program development process. From the University of Melbourne, it was our experience in industry practice research and our experience in cybersecurity strategy and resilience, particularly strategic thinking in cybersecurity. And from the International Islamic University of Malaysia, it was their public service mandate and their appreciation of the landscape within which public servants are actually operating.